What if the way a small minority of people think isn't rare because it's better, but because it's mentally demanding? Most people assume intelligence is about speed or confidence. But psychology tells a very different story. Research suggests only about 2% of people share a specific thinking pattern, and it quietly shapes how they see the world. Psychology and neuroscience reveal that this way of thinking isn't loud or obvious. It's subtle and often misunderstood. In this video, you'll discover the core traits behind this rare cognitive pattern and why it often feels isolating. Stay until the end because the final insight explains why these individuals are frequently underestimated. People in this 2% tend to tolerate uncertainty better than most. While the average brain seeks quick closure, psychology shows some minds stay engaged even when answers are unclear. This reflects high cognitive tolerance, a trait linked to advanced problem solving. If unanswered questions don't create panic but curiosity, it actually shows mental resilience. Studies indicate these individuals experience less anxiety around ambiguity because their brains don't demand instant certainty. Most people avoid this state. That's why it's rare. But this is just the surface. Another defining trait is thinking in systems rather than snapshots. Behavioral psychology shows most people focus on immediate outcomes. This group instinctively looks at patterns over time. If the mind naturally asks what's happening beneath the surface, it suggests advanced pattern recognition. This kind of thinking uses more neural resources, which is why it's less common. It's like seeing the whole chessboard instead of just the next move, and it goes deeper. Research shows emotionally intelligent thinkers often react slower, not because they don't feel, but because they process first. Neuroscience links this to stronger prefrontal regulation over emotional centers. If emotions arrive after reflection rather than instantly, it actually signals emotional depth. This delay allows meaning to form before reaction. To others, this can look detached, but psychology reveals it's a sign of internal complexity. Here's where things get interesting. Most people unconsciously calibrate their beliefs based on social feedback. Studies indicate this small percentage relies more on internal frameworks than external approval. If validation doesn't strongly influence decisions, it shows a stable self-concept. This reduces conformity bias, but it can increase social friction. That's the trade-off, and it explains a lot. This group often re-examines ideas most people accept automatically. Cognitive psychology links this to low authority bias. If beliefs are routinely questioned, even uncomfortable ones, it reflects intellectual independence. This isn't contrarianism, it's cognitive integrity, but here's what most people miss. This trait can feel lonely. Because this thinking style is rare, it often creates a sense of being out of sync. Social neuroscience shows humans bond through shared assumptions. When those assumptions differ, subtle isolation emerges. If conversations often feel shallow or repetitive, it isn't arrogance. It's cognitive mismatch, and this leads to the most surprising insight. Research suggests deep thinkers often communicate cautiously. Ideas are refined internally before being expressed. In fast-paced environments, this is mistaken for passivity. But psychology reveals the opposite. Mental depth prioritizes accuracy over immediacy. Silence, in this case, isn't emptiness, it's processing. Taken together, these traits reveal a core truth. This rare way of thinking isn't about superiority. It's about depth. Psychology shows that when a mind processes more layers, it often moves more slowly, quietly, and independently. If any of this resonates, these aren't flaws. They're signs of advanced cognitive and emotional architecture, operating in a world that rewards speed over substance. If this added clarity, subscribe for weekly psychology insights that decode human behavior and inner intelligence. And next, explore why highly perceptive people often struggle with simple decisions.